Yes! You jump up,
what happens.
You get on the roof, and then you run across the roof, and then you jump down, and you break your ankles.
Who of all?
Hey, listen, I just want to call out one person.
And I hate myself a lot.
But you're getting punched in the dick. There needs to be more Street Shark references. I say who? That's funny as hell.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Who of us have never cracked our coccyx on the bar of a trampoline?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was going someplace else.
I thought this was a family channel.
Hey, you have a coccyx. I have a coccyx.
Watch your goddamn mouth, right?
Sometimes we rub our coccyx.
Yeah.
Hey, that's how I made E5.
That's how every E5 is made E5.
I convinced him to do it to me before I left, and I have no power there.
Right?
Rubbing butts.
Yeah, personally, I feel like I won out on that one. But welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the underqualified and overcompensated podcast as I put this little bottle of Evan Williams inside Coke. I am your host with the least most. I am Rhodes. To my left, you're right, as always. And as always, he'll always be there for you and me. Rico? What the fuck is being played right now?
What are you talking about?
What is up with this weird dentist
I think
music that we got going on?
I think Cody's having a stroke. I'm Rico. Welcome to the underqualified, overcompensated.
Oh, I'm imagining it.
You're witnessing a live stroke that Cody Rhodes is having, and yeah, that's where we're at right now.
Little known fact: every intro, I'm having a small stroke. That's how it works. Speaking of strokes, below us. The power bottom, the master of strokes, the stroke master, if you will. He can do both hands. He can do three hands. Don't ask how. It's Tyler Firth.
I tried to get my foot up. And I hit the desk.
And he broke his coccyx.
I kicked the desk. I am.
He just broke his coccyx.
This conversation went off the rails immediately.
That's okay. Welcome to the underqualified.
Hey, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be here with the two of you. I'm happy to be here with the three of us.
No, including your. He had to include himself. I'm happy to be here with me. I'm happy I'm here.
We're going to talk about some. You're along for the ride.
I'll give you a ride.
But let's be honest with you. These people tune in for the moneymaker.
Oh, yeah. Me.
Oh.
Me?
I was also going to say Rico.
I don't know where to point.
Listen, it's okay.
That's an in for me.
It's not for me. I'm just here for the production value, and then that's all.
Diversity hire.
God damn.
Yeah, we've done that bit before.
Hey guys, he's brown.
No fucking way.
Since when?
Wouldn't it be weird if even you're surprised? You're like, no, hold on. Mom, I thought this was just a real dark tan.
It's February and it hasn't gone away yet.
Well, son, you're adopted. What?
I'm constantly under tanning lights. I don't pay for electricity. I live in government housing. Wow, what? Tanning beds everywhere.
Every light is a tanning light.
Actually, that's true.
That was the best part. When my wife would go through our house on post and like turn off the lights, be like, "What were you born in a bar?" And I'd be like, "What are you concerned about? The army's paying for it.
Yeah,
let's ramp their bill up just a hair for revenge on what they do to us."
Yeah, the taxpayers are paying for this. The defense bill has already been established.
All right.
Yeah, it's fine. They're not going to go in debt because I leave all of my faucets running all day.
They're like, well, we'd love to go to war with North Korea, but Cody Rhodes left his upstairs. He left his upstairs lights on way too many times, and now we can't afford it. And now Kim Jong-un is gonna run roughshod over the planet.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Cody Rhodes, at the Great Place.
You're welcome. No, now I pay for my own shit, so now I'm going around shutting shit.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It is 8 o'clock at night. The sun is down. Why are the lights in the house on?
We get a deal.
Like,
we get a deal prior to 6:30. Why are the lights on after 6:31?
you all know headlamps after 6:30.
Headlamps. Y'all got money for that? I make my own battery.
Batteries are
I make my
cheaper
own
than the energy
fucking
bill.
candles out of earwax and belly button lint. Speaking of not having power, Cody, give us the overview.
Shit be crazy, yo. that is my official. My wife is correct. I turn on all the lights.
Speaking of not having power. Speaking of not having power, Ukraine.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm just saying.
But
It's
shit be
time for
correct.
transition.
right? Shit be
That
crazy.
was good.
Because if you're not paying attention, you don't know this.
Mhm.
Russia decided that they wanted what Ukraine had, which
Yeah.
if
He
you were
wanted.
unaware,
He
Yeah.
wanted.
well,
Not
yeah,
they.
so,
He is Russia.
he's Russian. So Vladimir Putin of Russia decided that he wanted what Ukraine had, which, by the way, was the country of Ukraine.
Yeah.
So he decided, it wasn't like most other countries are like, oh, they have that oil, I'm gonna go take that oil. He just decided, I'm gonna just take that whole country.
I want that.
There's definitely a
land.
pipeline there.
Yeah. Oh, there 100% is a pipeline. I mean,
just
Russia already
liberating
supplies
those-
like 40% of the world's oil.
Hey, we spend $600,000 or we buy 600,000 barrels a fucking day from Russia. Hey, we're not going to
do.
sanction that though. That's for
Which
later
we're
on.
still actively doing. 60,000 barrels a day coming in as we're like, bad Russia, give
Bad.
me oil.
Y'all got some more?
Yeah.
This okay. Keystone Pipeline. Bad.
Yeah, it's like that crazy ex-girlfriend that like shanked you that one time, but you just cannot turn her down when she wants to sleep with you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But little did we know that Russia is very.
What world are we living in where that's happening? Rico's like, yeah, no, I've been there.
You said it, and then he immediately agreed to it. And I'm sitting here like, what?
What relationships have you had?
The worst ones. Speaking of the
with
worst
power
relationships.
thing, right? So with the power thing,
Speaking of
Shit be
terrible
cray.
relationships.
just this week, right? This prior week, Russia took the nuclear reactor, or the nuclear power plant, rather, that is in Ukraine. They
They've
first
taken many of them.
bombed it, by the way, bombed it and started a fire, which either was a mistake and or a tactic. Because if you're attacking and they're defending it, right, and you bomb
was a
something
mistake.
and set a fire, they then have to put all their efforts to put that out, so then you can overtake it. It was 100% an accident, but I'm just saying tactically.
No,
Listen.
they do not have that much forethought.
Putin is
They're
all
just
about
fucking
green energy. He
rushing
wanted to
through.
shut
Yes.
that fucking plant down. He's all about steam. Russia's very steampunk. They're leading that direction.
Windmills and steam only.
Windmills and steampunk.
Yep.
He's doing the world a favor by removing
Actually,
nuclear energy.
steampunk windmills.
Dude, just gives the next
it's just
speech in
paper.
those goggles.
Yeah, each like little fucking hand blade is just paper, like a Japanese fan.
Wearing all the copper tubing you can get from Russian Home Depot.
All the copper tubing.
Our
There's
Depot.
no
They're gonna go
copper
into all the
tubing.
housing.
They're literally raping the country of copper tubing.
All
Just
to
for the
make his steampunk
fans.
suits.
Exactly.
Yeah, just for cosplay.
We solved it.
Putin is
I
a
hate the world
hardcore
we live in.
steampunk cosplayer, and this was his entire motivation. He ran out of copper.
I hate
But
it.
they took the power plant. I think it was like one of the larger active power plants
Yes.
in Europe,
Yes.
especially the country, and it supplies like a majority of the energy for that part of Ukraine, and or I think most of Ukraine actually.
It provides the one that they just took, because they already took Chernobyl. The one that they just took provides Chernobyl is definitely doing something. It is still active.
Well, it's active, but they're not using it for energy.
Yes,
they are.
It's doing something. No,
no, they're not using it for energy. It's always active. It's a nuclear power plant.
Okay,
that failed.
Yeah.
One reactor failed. The other one's still functioning. The other ones are.
The other ones are. They're a little hair triggered.
But the one that he just took in a country I can't name, that provides a third of the nuclear energy to Europe. So that's a big get.
Yeah, with that control of the power plant, he now has leverage on the rest of Europe.
Yeah.
So it was a very big strategic take, and it almost led to a massive nuclear explosion.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And it almost took a bunch of Ukrainians going like, "Oh, we know how to do this," and the Russians were like, "We will let you." But as soon as you get this under control, it is ours. And the Ukrainians are like, "Maybe we're not going to do that." It's insane to think about.
Did a few of the people that were in charge of the power plant, were they like almost about to just be like, fuck it. Like, you're going to kill me.
I kind of wish they would. But then,
oh,
but then
good Lord, that would have taken out all of Ukraine.
I know.
I think I heard on the news some scientist they had on there about that. He was like, it would have taken out all of Ukraine, like a part of Europe, and then like just the radiation overfill. Like all of Europe would have been fucked. Like England might have been okay.
We talked about that a bit last week, if I recall. He's not going to, while he's threatening nukes, he's not going to nuke Ukraine, because that's immediately bad for Russia.
No. He's not threatening to nuke Ukraine. He's threatening to nuke us if we attack Russia itself. Yeah, but he's not worried about us stepping into Ukraine. If we step into Ukraine and fight his people, he wasn't going to do anything. It's if we then step foot into Russia, that's when he said, yeah, the nukes are ready.
Oh, yeah. You go.
That's what Zelensky has been saying, though, is he's saying that if you attack our nuclear power, the nuclear residue, like if you blow it up, it doesn't understand borders. Nuclear residue does not understand where Russia begins and the Ukraine ends.
Well, you tell me the mushroom cloud's not going to be like expanding and be like, oh shit, guys, hold on, this is Russia.
Hey, wait a minute. This is Putin's war. We need to stay away from that. And they're just going to blow
it around, boys. Go back to Turkey.
And that's what Zelensky said. He's like, hey, dummies, like, talk to your leadership. Because you're in a democratic republic or whatever Russia claims they're in. I don't know.
I don't know anything about like the hierarchy of like the military and how they function, right? Because you always see like the propaganda videos. But I don't feel like there's a whole lot of like, we're in the military, so you have, brigade, battalion down. I feel like at a certain level, they just told their soldiers, hey, take shit. Like, they just sent him out with no guidance other than to take land and move forward and progress. Yeah, the Russians. Because they're not moving forward with any strategy, no phase lines, none of that normal shit that we're used to. And it just seems like they're just trying to gain land with no coordination
phase
with
lines
each other.
Are just a construct, man.
The Russians were told they were welcomed. They would be welcomed. And they were very confused on why Ukrainians...
Was it because they weren't welcomed?
Correct.
Wait a minute.
They were very confused why Ukrainians were throwing themselves in front of tanks. And they were like, wait a minute. They want us here, but they're committing suicide to slow our tanks down. They were
It's an odd way to say hi.
It's like when your friend invites you over and says, hey, man, my girlfriend... her sister's gonna be here. She's like hot, and she said like she was interested in you. Like it's totally dope. And you're sitting there watching a movie together, and she's slowly like edging away on the couch. Like she gets up and sits on the other side of the room, and you're like, "What the fuck, bro?" I was told I was welcomed here. Not just me. Is that the only? Just me?
Yeah,
Cool.
no. I've never
I
had that
don't
issue.
know what you're talking.
Am I the only one that's been blind date turned down? All right, cool.
No, yeah, definitely for sure. When it's a go, it's a go.
Rico's like, I only get green lights because I only look at the green lights.
I played Wingman before, but I have then nailed that chick, and it has not been a problem. I don't understand what the problem is.
I mean, sometimes there's green lights, sometimes there's red lights. Rico is just like, I just close my eyes at the red lights. And I only open
that sounds super rapey.
lights.
That's not accurate at all. Let's cut that shit out right now.
You rapey the red lights, but you just deviate. You're like, is that a red light up there? Going left, bro. There's a green light down the road.
I don't like where this is going.
Stop, and I can roll through the stop sign.
Yep. I see a red light. I see a red light, and you know what I
stop,
do?
and I ask that
punch
light
her
for
through it.
consent.
Yep.
It's not like, hey, you gonna go green? And they're like, nope. And you're like, dope, red
Okay.
light. I respect you and your rights.
That's your choice, red light. I'm gonna stay right here within my boundary. Unlike Russia. Back to the topic.
Unlike Russia. So there's a lot this last week. A lot of shit went down.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a lot of shit that went down in the last hour.
No, in this last week,
I'm behind every minute I don't watch the news.
Because all you watch is Blue's Clues for news.
And you know what? Sometimes he's on point. Like Paw Patrol,
Tyler, you were
not the
saying?
greatest topical, but you know, some of them they're pretty on point.
Tyler, you were saying?
Oh, I was just going to say, Cody was like, there's a lot that's gone on this last week. And I was about to say, yes, the Ukrainian-Russian war, because that's exactly how long it's lasted.
It's been a fucking... It was a lot longer than anyone expected it to be, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought
Everyone
they'd
thought
done
this was going to be a
including
roll
Russia.
through.
Especially
They're
Russia.
very confused. They're very confused on why they haven't dominated this landmass yet.
Correct. Even everyone on the news, they're all very confused on why it's taken so long.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I love how, like, on one hand, they can be like, Russia shouldn't be doing this. And on the other hand, they're like, why is it taking so long? You can't do it with both. All right? Because the Ukrainians are badass motherfuckers. That's the reason why.
Word.
And
It's
and
almost
the
like the
Ukrainian
government
government
is
is
right next to a terrible power and have been prepping and preparing for it for a long
they've
time.
been ready for this since 2014 when the rest of the world let Russia get the Crimea, and everyone's like, no, that was a bunch of Russians anyway. No, that was a part of a sovereign state, and you just let it happen. And it's almost like, not to bring this back to United States politics, but Barack Obama was president during that point? Who was his vice president? Who was Barack Obama's? I want a 2-word answer. Who was Barack Obama's vice president?
Joey Boombox.
Joe Biden. And so as soon as Joe Biden became, like, don't think for a second that this doesn't coincide with this old individual.
But impossible. Impossible. Specifically, Joe Biden tweeted, Putin has never had to go toe to toe with him, and he doesn't want that fight. I'm loosely paraphrasing, but basically,
of course not. Joe Biden doesn't remember that fight. He doesn't remember it. They've done it 6 times.
Ali.
They've both
Doesn't remember the fight.
They have both been involved in government since the 1970s. Of course, they've gone toe to toe.
time goes different in Russia, though. It's slower because it's colder.
Oh!
I don't know enough about science to say that's not a thing.
This is that really what he tweeted?
Oh yeah, this is a well-known tweet.
Wait, which one?
The Joe
embarrassing.
Biden. I'll find it and I'll send it to Cody to add to the screen.
Okay.
Y'all continue on.
So Sorry, I'm looking at the topics here, and war crimes.
War crimes.
Oh Jesus
Going
Christ!
right
No,
insane.
you're right. There's no good segue.
Yeah, I was like, I beat my brain for about 5 seconds. I was like, how do I? I can't.
Yeah.
That might get There is none.
It's time for Animaniacs, and we're bombing the Ukrainians.
Pretty much. It's like,
Yes.
how do I lead into that? Oh,
No,
I don't.
They are bombing anything that looks high enough to hit.
They're
That's what the
bombing
Russians are doing.
fucking everything.
They
They're hitting
are.
school buses. They're hitting fucking school.
They don't
Schools.
care.
They're hitting
They
fucking
don't
ambulances.
There, the Russians don't care.
They
And
don't
I'm not
give a
saying,
shit.
like the Russian people or the. I literally think the Russian government is like, holy shit. But Vladimir Putin is just fucking vindictive right now, and he is like, do this, and they're like, I don't think so, and he's like, if you don't, I'll kill your family. Like,
He definitely, like, I'm pretty sure I watched the whole press brief where now if you die in the war in Ukraine as a Russian soldier, you get 7 million ruble up from whatever the fuck it was before for your family, and they get benefits for life or some shit like that. 7 million
what?
ruble for, you know how we get fucking our 425K fucking life insurance bullshit.
our life insurance, yeah.
Yeah. Theirs has been up to 7 million ruble, which sounds great, but that's only about 64 at the time of my research, 64,000 American dollars.
Oh,
54,000.
64,000.
6'4".
Still not enough.
No, of course it's not.
Speaking of Russia not caring, Cody, why don't you run that video so we can witness? This is coming from Sky News. They said they've got some reporters out in Ukraine, or they had them there. They are no longer there, or at least not in the area you'll see in this video. They some backstory, which you'll also hear in the video. They're out there like in any other conflict. There's journalists out there, and they're doing their war reporting, and they think they're going through a Ukrainian checkpoint. Can you cue that up, Rhodes?
No matter where they thought they were going, they thought they were protected because of like Geneva Convention, reporters.
No, we're past that.
They didn't realize that Russia still doesn't
Russia
fucking give a
doesn't
shit.
care. They don't give a fuck.
All right.
You got
Sorry, I
it.
lost my mouse for a second.
You lost your mouse. It was up your ass.
That's fucking where it was.
The Ukrainian people are being attacked from the air, from artillery, from ground troops and tanks.
I'm sure we'll get a copyright strike for this, but they probably want this news out there, so hopefully.
That's fine.
But the
Yeah,
government has warned
don't
for
take this
days
down, you
of Russian
assholes.
saboteurs who've infiltrated the country to bring terror. Death squads who are attacking civilians in their cars as they flee. They do exist, as we found out.
Just rolling out. Whoop.
No warning shot, nothing.
No escalate. Not like Americans do. No escalation of fucking force.
What did that hit? The hood or the window?
They think that there was an explosion underneath the video, but this escalates quickly. Fucking quickly.
Yeah, it fucking does. And they don't have any weapons or security.
Tyler's making the same face I made when I watched this about an hour
Shit.
ago.
Oh shit!
Yeah. These guys, these journalists, they're pleading for their lives. You know, they're wearing every soldier
They are
in the
lighting
world
them up.
gets these briefs about who not to hit. Russia is just hitting fucking everybody.
Holy fuck. And they're probably wearing some bullshit flimsy 9mm bulletproof vests.
They were good enough because as you'll see further on in the video, 2 of them got hit.
Oh.
Is everyone okay? You okay, Dom?
Jesus Christ!
Somehow we have to get out of this, but the rounds keep coming.
Stuck.
It's a
Fucking
professional
stuck.
ambush. The bullets just don't miss.
This dude is terrifying, and rightfully so.
Oh, yeah.
Rightfully
Yes.
so.
All that's left is the cameraman in the
Shut-
vehicle. Everybody else fucking bounced.
Like, if I didn't have a gun to fire back and I'm just sitting there waiting to get shot, I would have pissed myself. And I've been trained to handle that.
For anybody just joining us, this is a video that was sent through Sky News. Journalists in Ukraine hitting a Russian checkpoint and getting fired upon immediately with no escalation of force.
Dominic Van Heerden, we make our way down the embankment.
Stop shooting! Are you kidding me?
They don't get
They're clearly not shooting back, so they're not a fucking enemy.
But they haven't stopped shooting!
Yeah, no, they keep going. These people are running. Running for their fucking lives.
This dude is rolling. This dude is rolling down the hill.
He's just running with it. Because he was filming, and now he's just...
You know what? Stop blacking. Stop. You shouldn't let him... Fuck.
What was it bleeping?
The five of
Oh,
us
yeah, it was
have made
bleeping.
out of the car,
Yeah, they
down
bleep
the
it.
embankment, and we just can't believe we're alive.
Let's go through there behind that wall.
You should keep
Go on then.
going. You should
Run
go
into
faster.
a warehouse unit looking for cover.
Go.
And this is allegedly right by where they were at, by that fucking kill zone. And they're fucking running one at a time, so it's not like a group of people getting shot all at fucking once. And
Fuck that
Ukrainians that are just fucking hiding out, just let them
Three
in.
caretakers keeping us inside.
Yeah, but see how chill that dude is, though?
He's been dealing with it for this. He's been dealing with this for 8 days.
That dude is in a flannel.
Coordinating a rescue plan.
He was just out smoking and saw these journalists. He's like, oh, hey.
We know any rescue will take hours.
Look, they're hiding under a fucking
Fighting outside.
under a
Mechanic?
fucking bus or something.
Well, no, they're in a mechanic fucking...
Yeah, but they're in the pit. As you can see behind that dude, that's the pit.
Yeah.
So they're hiding. They were hiding underneath that trailer, probably.
Firing going on outside. We don't know why. It appears to be
Yeah, it's still going.
shooting.
They are by an active,
After a mammoth
no
logistical effort,
fucking
all the
escalation of
rescue
force
pilots
fucking kill zone. It is
We were
just if
lucky.
we see you, we shoot you.
Thousands of Ukrainians are not. Good. And every day, this war gets worse here.
Crazy.
Did you say that it showed a few of them got hit?
No,
Like,
I was talking at the time. The guy that was talking, he got hit once.
Oh, he said he got hit. Okay.
He said he got hit once, and one of the other dudes got hit twice, but I'm pretty sure it was in the vest or something. Because they don't show anybody fucking injured besides the main dude. He's got some blood coming down his head, and most likely those dudes were firing 7.62 anyway, so that would have gone through his fucking helmet. So he probably scratched his head or something.
That's fucking wild. And they just open fire. They're just like, oh, a vehicle.
Yep.
No warning shot. Nothing.
I do not
He's coming
care.
right for us. Whatever the Russian equivalent is,
that's
he's coming right for us.
Duh!
Good God,
That's scary, dude.
yeah.
That's
Wild.
that
Like,
is real
I've
life
watched
happening right now.
I've watched countless like soldier GoPros, like in Iraq, Afghanistan, where they get ambushed and shit.
Yeah.
And I have felt less on edge watching those than that. And I think it's because almost immediately after that ambush happens in those soldier Iraq videos, you then hear a 240 unload in that direction behind
Correct.
in the background, right? There was no return fire because
Correct.
they're press.
No.
Yes.
They don't have
They've got nothing but a camera and cell phones.
Yes. Like they're only wearing body armor because they don't want to get shot.
They're wearing body armor that clearly says press. Like any civilized army, these people should be briefed on targets not available to just fucking take out.
On
They're not.
shit.
They're
They
not.
weren't briefed on shit. They were said, "Hey, roll in. You'll be welcome." And then they weren't.
They're gonna
I don't
love
think
you.
like they're retaliating because of that, but I think they're
I mean,
just
they're
being told
scared for their
"Take
life."
shit
Yeah.
And these soldiers are scared for their life. These Russian soldiers
because they're
are
also getting
scared.
fucked up by the Ukrainians.
Okay. Yes.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like it wasn't just. It's not like they went in and like they're overwhelming them, right?
Right.
They're also getting fucked up. So these guys are scared shitless, and they're just unloading. Unless that is their ROE, which is to just murder anyone coming down the road.
But is it like can I sit here as a in 2022 as a intelligent person and going,
sure,
is it good that they're getting fucked up?
I mean, that goes into like the subjective thought of like what is ethics, morality, empathy.
I think the Russian soldiers were lied to. They were told.
It appears as such. Yes,
they're freeing Ukrainians, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like with anyone in this kind of situation, right, where it's an occupying force or a dominating force enforcing will on another people, right? They always condemn everyone involved, and I think people in the military can kind of empathize a little bit better because we, if we get told that an unethical or unmoral act to do, we can say go fuck yourself and get punished. But we are in America.
Yeah.
Where we'll get punished, but like maybe we'll get put in Leavenworth, which is still pretty fucking solid.
No, we still won't.
Gulag and or murdered in front of our friends. Right?
There have been at least 7,000 Russian protesters that have been taken off the streets to parts unknown.
Yeah. So think about it with the soldiers, right? Like that happens to civilians. So think about the soldiers, like there have been a lot of defectors.
Yeah, there's been deserters.
There's been hundreds of deserters. And so think about that too. Like, so I don't necessarily like that. That's a good question, Tyler. Like, is it good to like be like, oh, good, they're being fucked up? Because to a certain point at a certain rank, I'm sure a majority of those soldiers out there that were even firing at those press, like they're just doing what they were told or what they thought they should be doing. Right. They didn't know. Like, being a soldier, sometimes you get told something and you don't get all the info and you're like, okay, this sounds plausible. And you go and you fucking do it. So I could imagine being a soldier in Russia, right? A Russian soldier where I know if I raise a question and be like, hey, we shouldn't do this. This is immoral. Not only am I going to jail and or dying, my family and all connected people. Right.
There's a reason why they've like shut down all sorts of fucking social media in Russia as of the last 24 to 48 hours. Even Facebook has officially been fucking locked out of fucking Russia. They don't want people fucking organizing. They don't want people sharing fucking these stories, this sentiment, this anti-war sentiment. I've been the kind of person that said traditional war has been over for a long time, but I don't think I would have ever imagined seeing something like this. This is like some fucking Kim Jong-un level shit, but coming out of Russia.
See, so I would have agreed with you, except I am I'm a law of probability guy. So, the general, if something can go wrong, it will go wrong. And so at some time, something that we think it should be outside of the realm of possibility, at some time it will fucking happen, right? Okay. So I would never go as far to say I would never imagine something like this happening in my lifetime. Once we pulled out of Afghanistan and the Middle East, I knew it was only a matter of time until we get into a massive force-on-force war. It was a matter of happening, and it hasn't happened yet, and hopefully it does not happen with Russia. But in my lifetime, it will happen again. And the only thing that I hope and pray is that it happens once both of my children are super old, and like I am also super old and out of military age, as well as my children. Like that's all I ask.
Fair.
That's all I ask. Both of my daughters are like in their mid-40s. Yeah, that's all I'm asking.
It's great to be hopeful in that case. However, it just like take these two things I'm going to bring up as just potential pop-off points. So Russia, early in the conflict, says, Finland, Sweden, if you fucking go and try to join NATO, your ass is next. Finland, Sweden, in the last 24 hours, have approached UN in order to become a part of the fucking UN. So that's the thing.
UN or NATO, those are two separate things.
UN.
Okay.
Or either way. No. Is it NATO?
Because UN is just the United Nations.
Oh, okay, NATO.
And then NATO is the military, like, alliance.
I'm absorbing a lot of information, but there's more.
Yeah.
The sanctions, Putin says at a meeting or a dinner, I don't know. It looked pretty fancy. There were fucking flowers everywhere. Yep.
Today?
That the sanctions were already a declaration of war. This is outside of controlling airspace. Controlling airspace will definitely be a fucking a declaration of war. But according to him, the sanctions that have already been placed on himself, the oligarchs, Russia.
Airspace?
Yeah, if we control the airspace, NATO, not just America, NATO, that would be an act of war because then we got to actively shoot something the fuck down. But we're past that because he probably, I'm just like trying to get into the head of a dictator. So, like,
which by the way, a dictator that elevated so rapidly. Like he went
That's what I'm saying.
Just crazy Russian dude who's like shirtless wrestling with bears, and like kind of like the eccentric uncle. Like we all knew that he was crazy, and like he was a president, but some like a lot of people are like, Putin's just doing his fucking thing in Russia.
Just being Putin.
He's just doing Putin shit, and then
it's just Vlad being
6
Vlad.
months. He just went
hey,
from
Vlad, hey, you crazy son of a bitch.
in like 6 months. All of a sudden, he went from crazy Russian uncle to Hitler 2.0, and you're like, the fuck?
Yeah.
This has been called by certain people that are way more politically higher than myself as a genocide of a people, and it's hard to watch. The corridor that they agreed to has spectacularly failed.
Yes.
The corridor was to allow people. No, the corridor to let people out and to let humanitarian aid in. That failed hours ago.
Yes.
It was basically blocked and it was being fired at.
But also it benefits Russia to flood Europe with Ukrainian refugees, right?
Yeah.
It destabilizes those countries.
Well,
So
there's
they
even
have
word that
less-
they may be coming over here.
and
So
that's
we may
fine.
assist in taking
Why not?
some as well.
Fuck it.
Which
But
is also fine.
It helps to distract from what's happening actually in the war zone.
Well, and then also, so what happens when, that actually we are helping with those refugees because as a lot of people know, a lot of soldiers in the States got mobilized to go over to Europe.
Yeah. Over
It wasn't
8,000,
to
9,000.
be a show of force over there. Obviously, we have soldiers there and equipment, so like that would be a thing. But all of those soldiers, they went to Poland and the outlying countries to help with the refugees coming through. Because when you have that many refugees, you can't rely on civil workers to then help that and set up refugee camps and food and all of that shit. You pull in, like we would, our National Guard, right?
Yes.
Or like over on Bliss and parts of Hood, when we were pulling in the Afghanistan, the Afghani refugees, our soldiers who were, on the motor pool Monday through Friday, they got pulled and now they were working in those camps.
It's
also
a difficult
another
situation.
thing, like Tyler was saying, like it's a side distraction. You're now having to put effort and soldiers forward to help those refugees, which is pulling more pressure off of the Ukrainian conflict.
It's not just straining fucking our ability to do things. You also have fucking idiots like goddamn fucking Trevor Noah that today his fucking tweet was, there's this refugee situation really shows the lack of equality when it comes to refugees.
Oh,
What?
he's saying that it's a white versus
It's a
people are
white
important
fucking
problem.
versus brown thing. Come
And this
on,
is-
dude.
this is-
How is
this
this
is what
dude
I've heard.
still on fucking TV? How is this guy? All he does is fucking sow seeds of fucking. These people are dying. Their entire culture's fucking dying.
Hey, Trevor,
and
you
he
wanna
wants
know
to
what
make
the
it a fucking white black thing.
Yeah, you want to know what the difference is between the aid that is being helped towards the Ukrainians versus the Afghanis during this last one is that the Ukrainians had places to flee to around them. The Afghanis, if they would have gone to the countries around them,
They would have
it's
killed
still
them.
the same.
They would have got
shit.
fucking murked.
Yeah, it's the same shit. The Ukrainians could go, let's go to Poland, let's go to Turkey, and the other countries would be like, yes, come here, we'll help you. Around Afghanistan is still, if you're unaware, a shithole. So, and if you're from Afghanistan, you're like, no, I disagree. You're wrong. It's a fucking shithole. And
money from Afghanistan.
I will bite the bullet if you all cancel me for it.
You can't criticize Trevor Noah. He's African.
I don't care.
Oh, Roger that.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you did there. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't matter when you say stupid shit.
When you say stupid shit and you come at it at an unintelligent angle and someone goes, "Oh, this is the real way," shove your head up your ass.
And there were groups from America, and like we obviously tried to help and get people out in advance in Afghanistan, right? But then
we kind of did a poor job on that.
No, we did a poor job, but we tried. Like, it was a thought.
A for effort.
It's much like when your kids give you socks on Father's Day.
I bet there's no one still stuck in Afghanistan that's a U.S. citizen. That's impossible, right?
No, we got all of them out.
All of them.
But I mean, different situations, right? Different situations, different group of people. Just because there happens to be a obviously very stark comparison, there's
a lot. There's
definitely
definitely
be a very stark comparison between the Ukrainians being more European, Caucasian, and Afghanis being, obviously of a more melanin person. Yeah,
you
melatonin.
say my fucking. You say my.
Have a lot of melatonin.
Melatonin is when I go to sleep. With you motherfucker. You're not qualified to talk about this. I'll talk about it.
Sorry,
it's almost like you
Afghanis are largely white and Afghanis are not. So just because there's that difference doesn't mean that there was a disparaging choice.
There's definitely a huge difference, and you can like you said that Cody so eloquently pointed out. You can't just go to your neighbors in this. Okay. You can't just go to your neighbors in an Afghanistan situation. I am friends with a prior first sergeant that I had in Germany, and he early in the conflict was actively taking in Ukrainians into his home that needed a place to stay because they were refugees very early into the conflict. So it's different. It's very different. Europe has had open borders with less fucking I'll cut your fucking feet off and your hands off because you looked at my fucking daughter the wrong way. Or my daughter perhaps breathed in your direction, so I got to cut her head off. It's very different.
Yeah. And also the Russians were coming from one way.
Brown
right?
card.
Yeah. Russians came from one way and the Ukrainians fled the other. With the Afghanistan conflict, if you still want to ride that bus, with the Afghanistan problem, the enemy was like fucking everywhere. So
again, I stick to it, and I was told by a local friend of the show.
Basically, if you bring that shit up to me, I'm going to tell you go fuck yourself. You're an idiot.
Me saying Afghanistan was the dry run was a potentially very bold statement. Afghanistan was the dry run, and here we are, where Ukraine fucking being, and yes, we've got fucking sanctions going on, and the ruble's worth fucking, I don't know, 2 fucking dog ass hairs.
So
one dog ass hair.
Oh, it's so good. I love it. They're just they're just trading within their own country, and it's worth nothing. It's worth nothing.
So real quick, with the sanction thing, I just wanted to compare. We'll understand this comparison, and so will some other people, right? So you have that like that shitbag specialist or private, and like you're gonna chapter him out, right?
Okay.
And you're already doing it, but he just keeps fucking up and like doing shit. So like he's gonna get chaptered out for insubordination, showing up late, all that classic stuff, and then you catch him with like cocaine in his room, like twice.
Okay.
While he's like 2 weeks out from being chaptered.
Sure.
And you want to know why he did that? Because he's already being kicked out. This is Russia with the sanctions, right? That's the same. That's my comparison to it.
They don't.
Russia doesn't give a shit because they're like, we're going to take that country. And then guess what? The shit that you sanction us for, that we're now economically strapped for, we forcibly took from another country. So we're good now. And you also still want that shit because we have a third of your energy in our hands.
I have no answer.
Yeah. It's like when that specialist is like, hey, I'm going to chapter you. And he's like, hey, Sergeant First Class, how's Private Smith doing and her new pregnancy? How's that? And you're like, oh, snap.
Quite well.
Yeah, she's doing fine. I'm not connected to that at all. I have no idea. Hey, have a good weekend.
Goodbye.
You have a 4
Goodbye. Where are you going, Cody? Cody!
It's not 4 days this weekend. For you, it is.
Just go to Disney.
Yeah, sanctions are so... They only work, much like any other punishment, right? They only work for people who care. Just like... giving someone a ticket or a reprimand or anything in any social circle that or social construct you have. It only works if you respect the rules. Mm-hmm. And when you don't respect the rules, it's fucking outlaw laws. Like it's Fight Club. Like nothing
just Russian
matters.
Cowboys everywhere.
Yes.
Yes, Tyler, the first third of his name.
So everything you said, Cody, is correct. But the rest of the world, like you've understood, the rest of the world has cornered off Russia, right? Yeah. And so the sanctions do make sense when the rest of the world is imposing them on them, because the rest of the world has cut Russia off from the world. And it's
Facebook,
2022
for
Google.
Oil and or energy.
I don't care.
Apple,
I don't care.
Microsoft, nobody will do business with them.
They cut them off from the SWIFT banking system.
Yeah, except for oil and or energy.
I understand that.
Except for their largest export of oil, energy, and wheat.
Shut up.
Russian Cowboys are bear boys.
They are targeting 80% of their wealth.
We got another mission report, 1936.
God damn it. You just undercut me so hard. And I have no recovery.
Sorry. The whole of Europe.
No, you're right.
You're
right. No, because the United States hasn't.
Yeah, because, and I understand what you were about to say, is it seems, right, to people who don't know that tidbit, right? That little bit of information that, the sanctions. Basically, it's political showmanship. It's all of the leaders of the world basically wanting to show their citizens that they're doing something without actually doing the one thing that would actually work, which is getting physically involved. And I'm not saying I want that to happen, because guess what? My ashes are getting involved, and I don't want to fucking go to Russia in the winter. Okay.
Even Russia's losing a war in the winter. They're just as qualified as us. Like, we're going to a range and our vehicles don't have fucking fuel and the MREs are all fucking expired. They're doing the same shit in a live fucking war.
Right? Actually, Twisted Tea is your best weapon.
Gross.
Yeah. Right? So, first up, I'm not saying that we should go and get in a physical conflict with Russia.
I am.
And I'm saying that as a man who will be in Russia. I don't want to do it.
Choose violence.
I woke up and I choose violence. But it's political showmanship. It's political theater.
Of course it is.
That's all the sanctions are. And so when people are like, oh, well, we sanctioned them. I'm like, that's bullshit. It's bullshit. It's like someone breaking into my house and me being like, I'm calling the cops. They've already broken into my house to murder me.
But thankfully,
when I shoot them in the dick, that stops that murderer.
Is that where you aim? Is that where you aim when someone breaks into your
Scar
house?
for life. Keep them alive and scar for life.
You've never been to the range with me. All of my steel paper targets.
I have been to the range with you. I have been to the range with you. It's very off-putting. I'm very upset.
Yeah, if you've ever been to the range with me, I don't shoot proper form like this. I only shoot from the dick to the dick. It's dick-to-dick contact.
It's very off-putting. I don't like it.
But
so when I first learned how to shoot a
30
handgun,
with an M9, I'm just saying.
Cody taught me how to shoot, and he's like, you hold it here, and you shoot him in the penis.
I was behind him. Yeah, we did a ghost.
It's true. It's true.
Yes. And he showed him without the fucking weapon. He showed him with his penis.
The weapon.
I have no corrections.
He's like, oh, my entire recollection is correct. But
Your Putin as a specialist thing, it reminded me of what I was thinking about the other night. Yes, because Putin is a specialist in this.
Story that happened.
Putin is the most specialist fucking specialist that there ever has been. It's like he's received 374 counselings again, 374 counselings this week, and he's the goofy end of that meme. Want to see me do it again?
He doesn't care.
Yeah, and guess what? He's still fucking up. He's still snorting lines on the XO's desk.
Allegedly.
Like, yeah. He's still shitting on First Sergeant's hood of the car.
Oh no, he's doing that.
Yeah, he's actively doing that. Yeah. He's jerking off in the CEO's chair. And he's fucking his platoon sergeant's wife. Like, he just does not give a fuck.
He's doing whatever he wants.
Yeah, and he's live streaming all of it.
Yes, and at the expense of the Russian soldiers and at the Russian people, and especially at the expense of the Ukrainians.
Which we make jokes about this, and we're saying this in a lighthearted way because we're soldiers. We deal with darkness with humor, right? With irreverence.
Yes.
Don't take that for a lack of empathy and compassion for the Ukrainian people in the situation. But also,
if you're concerned that we have empathy, go back and watch Tyler's fucking face during that video we put up from Sky News. If you don't see empathy in his fucking face while he's watching in horror as these motherfuckers get shot at, then I think the problem's you.
Don't look at my face. You didn't see it in mine because I'm dead inside.
He was also masturbating.
Well, yeah, that was a different face. Yeah, and you didn't even see my arms move.
It's fucking wild.
I know how I can masturbate without my arms moving.
And the thing is, and what sucks is you have to make a distinctive separation between the Russian soldiers and the Russian soldiers. I'm not making the excuse for them. They were the ones who were shooting at those people.
Yeah,
I almost feel as much compassion for the Ukrainians or for the Russian soldiers as I do for the Ukrainian people because I can sympathize with their situation.
They're told to do that.
Because as much as I would like to think that I would have a moral and ethical, like hard ground, right, integrity to do the right thing, if it was America on the other side, right, like we're just shitbags, right? We're shitbags, and we want to take over Mexico.
Okay.
No, we're not.
Right?
No, we're
That's
not. We're fucking great. Then we're
I'm
over Mexico.
I was in that situation, right? I'm reversing the roles. We're Russia. Shut up. We're Russia. Right? I'm sympathizing with the Russian soldiers.
Okay.
We're with you.
Hold on, Cody. So help me out. So I'm Russia as an American, right?
Yes.
Roger. Okay.
Yeah. So the adjacent country would be either Canada and or Mexico.
I don't want Canada.
Yeah. So we would take Mexico.
Right? It's warmer down
there. So if we're ruled by a dictator who will murder you if you don't do what he's told, and he looks at all three of us and says, hey, you're all going to go invade Mexico. They want you there. It's fine. But if you try to defect and or leave or bring up any problems,
they're going to love you down there.
Yeah.
If you go to Mexico, they're going to welcome you with open arms. If they're going to be like, welcome, America. I can't believe it. I'm so glad we didn't have to build a wall. Please come in here. Is that right?
Note: if you guys try to leave,
that's how the speech goes.
Families, it's fine. Right? So if they say, yeah, you're going to go invade Mexico, but if you try to leave, raise an issue, we're going to murder you and your whole family. No big deal, though. Just do your job.
But I love my wife.
As a soldier, if I was in that position, as much as I'm going to be like, my integrity is important.
I love my wife.
I'm going to do what they say.
Telling us or
if
telling
my
yourself?
commander goes, if you don't decide to invade Mexico tomorrow, I'm murdering your entire family. I'm going to go, dope. Which part of Mexico?
It's true.
It's like, very different, though.
Acapulco, or are we going to Juarez? Right?
I bet Russian soldiers.
But it's not.
It's definitely different.
Some of them are like, yeah, fuck Ukraine. Obviously, not all of them are being forced to do it, right?
Do you think the Russian soldiers can sue the Russian army like American soldiers can sue the American army?
Yes.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like,
you think they can?
No.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying.
I think
like,
a lot of Russian soldiers can see the Russian army the way we see the American army.
No.
He said Sue.
Sue.
Yeah. No,
Oh,
Rico,
Sue,
that
not
we
Sue.
weren't America in this situation. We were Russia. That the
I'm just saying.
same political power, right? So I'm saying I can sympathize with them. Oh no, if today they're like, hey, we're invading Mexico, I'll be like, go fuck yourself. We're not invading Mexico.
I got a profile. I just can't even.
Yeah,
No,
no,
you think
like,
they got profiles in the Russian army?
What are you
in our
talking
current
about?
reality, like that shit's not going to happen. I'm saying,
Stand behind me, infantrymen. We are going to take this country, and it will be over in 3 hours. I will literally lead the charge.
yeah, like
I'm gonna look
I
that up
don't
right
even
now. Do Russian soldiers have permanent profiles?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, we weren't America in that scenario that I just went through. We were in the same political situation as Russia. So
Yes.
if the threat was, if you don't do what the government says, your entire family is being murdered, I know for a fact all three of us would be on the border of Mexico tomorrow morning, ready to fucking go.
Yeah, it's true.
And so
It's
I
scary.
sympathize
It's
with the
terrifying.
Russian soldiers just as much as I do the Ukrainians,
isn't that
because obviously
terrifying,
not all of them, right? So not all of them, because if that happened here, invading Mexico, I know a handful of soldiers that I worked with in Germany that would be
I'm
like,
gonna be that guy.
"Take Mexico."
I'm gonna hard disagree with both of you. It's very different. The American army is very different. They could say they could say
it's not.
they could say we're going to take over Mexico tomorrow. And you know what? We would be there for 8 days without taking a fucking shot at anybody.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying in
yes.
in the political scenario, obviously we would never invade. Not in this current reality, alternate reality, Earth 5, right?
Yeah, we're in the bad reality right now. In the good one, we probably took over Mexico.
Your comic book brain, right? In my scenario, it wasn't our current reality. It's the next reality where America is Russia.
I get what you're saying. I just don't see.
We don't have the freedoms we have in that scenario.
Yeah, but it's so
You would
hard
be
for
doing the
me
exact
to
same
see
thing.
that perspective because I am in a position where I have significantly more fucking freedoms. And I don't have to worry about showing up because guess what? There's so much motherfucking paperwork if I shoot a fucking civilian that they don't want me to shoot a civilian.
They wouldn't even send us to Mexico with ammo.
No.
We would still have BFAs on all of our fucking
Because
M4s.
blanks can still
You'd be
hurt
like, hey!
people.
You'd be like, hey, stop! Stop!
They'd be like, hey, first, remember in EFMB where you were going bang, 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 bang?
Do
Yeah,
that.
do that.
Just a lot more.
Yeah, just do that a lot more.
Oh, an FMB? No, I just call that my job. I work at Colas now.
That is your fucking job now. Want to see my job? I'm going to kill myself.
Yeah.
Sent.
Who are you sending that to? Memorandum for record. I may murder myself today. Or I'm not sure. I'm looking real hard at my fucking strap cutter, and I'm wondering if anybody could find me in time in my office. It got dark real quick. Never mind.
It's just dear Sergeant Major.
And we're back on a much happier note. I was not looking at my bootstrap cutter and contemplating my jugular. That said,
How shitty would it have been like if I wasn't paying attention, like actually just
And you were like,
we would finally get so many views.
headline: racist jackass stabs himself with corkscrew.
It shouldn't have been easy, but somehow this jackass stabbed himself bluntly with a corkscrew.
He says it was the alcohol. I say he's stupid.
Trump
It's easier to
supporter
stab
got what
yourself
was
in the
coming-
neck with a fucking paintbrush than it would be a corkscrew.
Trump supporter got what was coming to him.
Somehow he would turn into that Russian sympathizer.
Right?
So
There's so much news. We went so far off topic, but that's okay.
we did, and I apologize, but I
No,
think that
there's
is
just
an
so much
important
news to get
point
into.
with any conflict is trying to understand the other side, right? Because we get so kind of in our viewpoint, and obviously when you look at the other side, there is then a split. There is Russian or Putin's other side, and then the common Russian man. other side, right? It's the same thing when people get pissed off at the military, right?
Yes, it is.
When people get pissed off at us, when someone has some sort of disdain towards the military because of something going on overseas. It happened with the Afghanistan conflict or the recent shit, right? I don't get a say in that shit. So don't treat me like a dick because you don't like Trump. Go fuck yourself.
People have been. I've said this story countless times on the fucking on the channel before on other episodes. In a fucking airport on my way to go to a mild vacation. I'm taking spicy away. A mild vacation. A government sponsored mild vacation. Spicy. I know that sounds better, but government-sponsored mild vacation, and this fucking white lady throws up the Zig Heil. I'm a brown dude in fucking uniform. She's throwing the Zig Heil up to me in the fucking Texas airport because I'm in a fucking uniform. Come on, dude.
Yeah, it's like
Andy's back. Hey, Andy, you came back from Ukraine. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute, bro. How was it?
Yes. Tyler Firth of the end.
You were also just throwing the Zig Heil.
Did you return the Zig Heil?
It took me a moment to God, I know I've talked about this.
Weird, outlandish thing. It took you a second, right?
And I'm used to fucking people like when you're walking through a big civilian fucking area and you're in uniform and people are like, "Hey," and it took me like I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3 steps before I realized this bitch did what? Did she really throw a Zig Heil at the fucking brown guy in fucking uniform? Are you kidding me, dude?
Right? Yep.
Look, if you did it to me, my bald white ass walking through.
All right, he had to come.
You had a 50-50 chance of being right. But the brown dude in uniform walking through.
Of a brown guy just being like, you know what? You're right. White power. Like, wait, hold on a second.
It's like that Chappelle skit with the Black Klan leader.
Exactly. Y'all want me to take off my hood?
But it's just there's that split, right? There's understanding the sides, and then there's there's
and
Putin's
if you have
path.
internet,
Obviously,
let us know if you want to be a foreign correspondent.
If you look at Putin's plan, right? Obviously, bad. We can condemn that. But then you can have compassion and empathy for the soldiers involved in the Russian people because they're being pulled into a conflict that most of them, I would say a majority of them, are not for, right? And you watch the news and the interviews, and a lot of people in Russia are like, I have family there. Like my husband's entire family is Ukrainian. Because people have to remember, it's Ukraine now, but it used to just be one giant piece of all the
But
same
it was
people.
Mine.
Then you say, hey,
right? So like you share bloodlines. Like even though you claim to be a Ukrainian, like you claim to be a Ukrainian, your bloodline is the same as that person across the border.
And this is the I'm having an argument with myself here, right? Mm-hmm. Because I feel sympathy for the Russian soldiers, but at the same time, that same Russian soldier is firing upon that video that we just watched, right? And that's where all my sympathy, it stops right there.
But then you have to think, like, what are they being told, though?
I don't care.
What are they being told? Are they being told? Like, imagine if you're being told, right? Let's say Afghanistan, another situation, right? Because this happened a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Terrorists.
It's not the same. Trevor Noah says it's not the same. You cannot compare them.
What? Afghanistan?
You can't compare Afghanistan and Ukraine.
No, I'm saying
one's brown, one's white. White don't matter.
Yeah, right. You're correct. You're correct. I'm going to shut up. No, but imagine and I know this from hearing from other people, right? You're being told that terrorists are pretending to be civilians, families, right? With kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that is a V-bid. You're then going to look at every single family car with hazard. So imagine, and I'm just theorizing because I don't know what they told the Russian soldiers, right? So imagine that they're saying, hey, there's Ukrainian soldiers and or special or whatever the fuck, Americans, pretending to be press. They're pretending to be press and they're rolling through this area. Keep your eyes out. Like they could be being told that. So as soon as that rolls up, they're going to be like, I'm not going to fucking believe you, right? And they're going to unleash fire because I've heard countless stories of a family vehicle rolling up to a checkpoint in Afghanistan. You dying?
That's
You
a
good?
right. That's
That
a
was the
ricin cough.
assassination attempt right there.
Speaking of assassinations, get ready for.
You're welcome.
Where is it? Where is it?
Zelensky.
That's fucking quick.
I love and hate every time you say it.
All right, quick hits. Welcome to the quick hits. We were going to do 2 other topics on this long form, but we are not because it's getting late. Assassins. There have been 3 reported attempts as of yesterday. There may have been more on President. Is he president? I can't remember right now.
Yes.
Yes, President Zelensky so far. The main people, they don't even sound like, if I heard about this group, I would think, is this like a book club? Like the Wagner group? Do they it's like a, it sounds like a cigar.
Like a ops crew.
When you sent this shit out to us, I was reading about it and I was like, the Wagner group? What about the And then you read about it and you're like, oh my god!
Yeah, I thought it was a humanitarian group. To be honest.
Yes, the Wagner group does not sound like a fucking. It sounds like a fucking. Like, we're gonna read 50 Shades, have a Cuban, drink bourbon, and we're super boring. The Wagner group is totally just fucking taking
like
dudes
an
out.
Aristocrat, like fucking wine club.
They will shoot you in the fucking face and not care about it.
Not a little bit.
Nope.
They are Chechnya mercs that they're at the beck and call of Putin, and there are hundreds of them, and they are actively.
Chechnya merc sound.
I don't know. It sounds pretty good. It sounds better than the Wagner fucking group.
Yeah, like I don't know these guys' training and or past and or history, but if you told me, hey, a group of Chechnyan mercenaries were going after you, I'd be like, cool. So I have like 2 hours.
I guess I'm done.
I'm gonna go masturbate in public.
Bring me
now because
all
that's
the drugs I've never done before.
But if someone
Bring
was
me
like,
all the willing holes.
if the Wagner group was coming after you, you'd be like, great, I'm gonna invest.
I can take on a bunch of grandma. Fuck that.
The Wagner group sounds like such a fucking nonsense group. It's like, who the fuck are these guys? Oh, okay. Fine. A group of lawyers are coming after me or something. No, these are fucking destroy everything. Fucking dudes.
The Wagner group is interested in you. Oh, okay. I should get my portfolio in order. Right? Like I should know what I'm talking about.
Like, did you do a Roth IRA or
right?
Did you
Exactly. No, Cody. They want to shoot you in the fucking face.
Yeah,
They are going to end you so dramatically.
They're not an investment group.
They're not, they invest in bodies.
Yeah.
They invest in stacking bodies. This is basically
They're good at it.
Yeah, this is the equivalent in my layman's fucking brain.
4 times.
The equivalent of fucking like American Blackwater, which no longer exists. If you're watching the video, they no longer exist.
We all know that shit just got renamed.
Raytheon. What's the other one? But I heard somebody else say it, so we could both die tonight.
Stop it. No, I'm not trying to. I have no idea. Rico, I have no idea.
I got a corkscrew and I'll do it first.
I have no idea.
That's odd. He OD'd on fucking wild turkey. He's drinking gallons of wild turkeys.
I love my wife. I love my wife and I love my country.
See, that'd be the thing. If anyone tried to like murder me though, and like, you know, the hood would come up or like they burst in my house and like, get down on the ground. We're here to get you. I'd be like, bitch, I'm gonna do it myself. Fuck you.
I love how I love how Cody's gonna have an unfortunate trampoline accident tonight from Raytheon.
What are you talking about? You spent all day setting up a net.
Yeah. And then it's somehow one of the fucking springs got loose and it shot through his window and went through his head like a 50 cal.
Same size. It's odd.
I'd be impressed. If they were to be like, he was killed by a spring, I'd be like, that's the most diabolical shit I've ever heard about.
Doctor, what about the dildo in his ass? We'll leave that alone.
So more viewers have popped on specifically after we talked about the Wagner Group. Hey, Wagner Bros.
Hey, non-conspicuous viewers.
Mission report, something.
It's just a bunch of hello. I would love to hear what your opinions are on the Wagner. I mean, Wagner.
Russian, please tell me more.
It was Raytheon and Wagner. We just lost a couple.
They both jumped in. They're like, hey, you here too? Yeah, bro. Let's see what the fuck they're talking about.
All right. Also on the quick hits, is anyone familiar with the South Carolina senator, Republican type?
He sounds racist.
It sounds like Lindsey Graham. Tyler?
Yeah,
Can you tell us more about Lindsey Graham?
Lindsey Graham wants to assassinate Vladimir Putin. Is that what you would like to hear?
I brought this up today to my wife, and she goes, I agree.
And everybody... Yes, that's what he said. He said someone needs to take this guy out. Which ultimately
put out a fucking open call. Like an open call during a casting call for anyone willing to show up to shoot Putin.
I have seen all
and he said it like your local mechanic was just going to show up to a rally and shoot him.
Keanu Reeves to shoot Vladimir Putin in
with
the
a
fucking face.
pencil.
Yeah, and we're not talking about John Wick, just actual Keanu Reeves because he's really good with a gun.
Yeah,
is he good with a fucking pencil?
Like that
was a way better Russian accent than what Firth had.
Lindsey Graham, I'm drunk. Lindsey Graham was just like, someone needs to kill this man. And everyone's like, you can't say that, Lindsey. And he's like, okay, someone needs to take care of him. Like, he doesn't give a
is this
fuck
on America?
Anymore. He doesn't give a fuck anymore. He's like, John McCain's dead because John McCain used to be able to say that shit. And everyone was like, it's just John McCain being John McCain. So now Lindsey Graham was just like, I'm gonna be Lindsey Graham saying John McCain shit. So he's like, someone needs to shoot Vladimir Putin in the fucking face.
I mean, ultimately, isn't that what NATO's going for? They're strangling the fucking people. They're strangling the oligarchs, like that French dude that had his yacht taken in France. No, the Russian dude that had his fucking yacht taken in France.
We do not assassinate.
We do not.
We all agree that he should get shot in the dick, but
no,
why are you shooting people in the dick, Cody? Stop shooting people in the dick.
That's how you make a supervillain.
Right? Exactly. That's how they survive and they get revenge on you. Shoot them in the fucking head.
I guarantee you the Wagner Group only shoots in the face, not in the fucking dick.
I didn't say shoot once.
They're coming in my
just
house right
shoot
now.
them in the
I
dick.
guarantee they're going to shoot me in
I
the
agree
face.
with you, Andy. NATO is being fucking
just
useless.
shoot first. But so we can all agree that dictators should die, right? I feel like that's a universal agreement. I don't feel like that's a touchy topic.
What if I was a good dictator? Would you want me to die?
That those two words don't go together.
Why not?
Nope, because there is guaranteed at least one thing that you're doing that almost skirts on genocide.
Yes,
every time.
That's actually very well.
You can look at history, right? Let's say Hitler, right? Like the worst one.
Mm-hmm.
He did a lot of really good shit for the German populace.
Where do you go with this? Turn the corner real quick.
Yeah, except for the Holocaust.
That's a bad soundbite.
It is from the white guy. But any of them, right? Any dictator. There is no good dictator because they all have that one thing. Hitler had like 75 of them, but or like 6 million bad things that he did. So there's no good dictator. Just a caveat.
Okay. 5 seconds have passed. We're good. That's the rule. Those are the UNO rules.
But we can all agree that, dictators should die. But you want to know who shouldn't probably say that, like, openly online, TV, and everywhere? Is a sitting congressman.
Andy says Stalin was okay.
No, he
I
wasn't.
feel like history would disagree with that,
Yeah, like all of it.
but I'm not up on my Stalin knowledge right now to fight that.
No.
So yeah, sure, he's
I
fine.
already know that statement's incorrect.
Stalin was terrible.
Hey, let's go to our resident waste of a college degree holder, Tyler Firth.
Oh,
Stalin
Stalin
bad.
was a terrible leader, and he killed a lot more people than Hitler did.
Yeah, if you didn't know that tidbit.
So you're saying we would not be in a better place if Stalin was still there? We're better with Putin. Is that what you're saying? Is that the soundbite?
Yeah, Stalin also like had his own little like Jewish
That's the
Holocaust.
ABC, the fucking NBC, fucking soundbite.
That's the most George Stephanopoulos shit I've ever heard.
You know, that sounded like a hardcore Tucker Carlson comparison.
How dare you?
How dare you?
How dare
you?
I fucking compare?
Yes, I don't know. Ever
statement
since
to
you got those
cream
COVID
puff.
shots, you just hate the conservative
Oh,
people.
That walking yacht shoe of a fucking cum dumpster,
Listen,
Tucker
they're all
Carlson.
bad. They're all bad. All the media is bad. All the politicians are bad.
Why are
All
you
the
looking at
politicians
me?
in NATO are fucking bad too.
Don't
Guess
look at me
what?
like this,
There's
Tyler.
the
That
fucking
man-
politicians that are bad.
If you made the effort of tying your
Come
yacht
on, Rico.
sweater around your
Come on.
shoulders into a person, it'd be Tucker Carlson.
Rigo.
Andy says when he had trains running on time. Turn him off. Fuck him.
Welcome,
Yeah, he's back.
I'm never gone.
welcome to the Tucker Carlson podcast.
I'm sorry. He angers me, and I apologize. I bring him up every so often. Most people on Fox News anger me. Most people on the news anger me. But that's a whole nother conversation.
Now you specifically hate right wing media.
It's true. It's true.
I don't like Don Lemon either. So there's
So
that.
I automatically
Who hates
AOC?
Everyone.
AOC taught me this. AOC taught me this.
The Queen of Uno?
If you specifically target someone, you're sexually turned on by them. So you would have fucked Tucker Carlson.
Well, actually, yeah.
Cody,
Yeah, no, I do.
Cody,
Yeah.
you want to stick your penis inside of Tucker Carlson.
Yeah, but that
what
has
I'm
nothing to do with my disdain for him.
Who's in charge of the cameras here? Can you put me on full screen right now?
Oh
I
yeah,
need you
totally.
to put- Yeah, please.
Hold on. No,
Oh,
wrong
shit.
one.
Sorry.
What? No.
That's the individual.
Yep. There we go.
So, I understand that Cody Rhodes wants to put his penis inside of Tucker Carlson because of he's upset about what he says. Is that what I understand?
That's in my fan fiction. Yeah, for sure.
Everything that Tyler Firth has stated is correct, but also irrelevant.
I still gonna get that ass.
That's fair.
Yeah,
I just let's get,
all of it was right, but also has
Andy,
nothing to
I
do-
know you know that Lindsay fucking whatever the fuck his
Is
name
it-
is not a woman.
is he calling Lindsey Graham a female?
He said,
It was like
why is a
intentional-
congresswoman calling for an assassination?
I don't know if that was intentional
That's
or if
funny
he
as
just
fuck.
couldn't remember.
Objection!
You know what? Sustained.
Yeah.
I'll allow it.
I'll allow it. Yeah, solid point.
Sorry,
Those
so-
are quick hits.
So
You got anything
sorry,
else?
So we never mentioned on the
No.
quick hits with the mercenary group. How many times did they try to kill the Ukrainian president?
3. There have been 3 attempts as of 24 hours ish ago.
So even though Chechen mercenaries sounds badass, they're not good at it.
No.
Or Zelensky's just
Or-
surprisingly really
exactly.
good.
That's what I think. I think he is super slippery and like a ninja.
Have you
Like
seen?
he's a comedian, but also like
Yup.
a special ops.
Yup.
These
samurai.
fucking people have. If there is one thing that fucking tells you about what the Ukrainian people could do, Google it. Google the fucking Molotov fucking slingshots. They are fucking welded fucking slingshots for Molotovs, and they are taking down fucking tanks.
Yeah.
These people are fucking fighters. Rock
Okay.
on.
I
Never
fucking love it.
Rock
underestimate.
the fuck on, dude.
Right.
Yup. Send it.
So the thing that I've always wanted, that I pointed out a few times throughout the show's history, is that there's rednecks in every culture, right? Never underestimate the ability of a foreign redneck to be able to devise an idea to fuck you up. Because if he can build, let's say, just like a roller coaster for fun, or figure out how to like create a bobsled out of an old trash can, or make a tractor run out of an old coffee maker, he can 100% figure out how to make a mortar out of that same coffee can.
Yep.
So every country has them, not just America, right? Like the South doesn't have a fucking hard hold on rednecks because we have them up in Idaho too. Hi, I'm one.
Barely.
Ukraine also has them, right? Ukraine has them. I've met German rednecks. I've met when we did CLS, I've met a lot of foreign rednecks, and they're like, yo, we devised this fucking idea to turn a fucking belt into a backpack to carry a casualty. I'm like, that's awesome. The Latvian showed me how to use an oil hose as an IV tubing. And I'm like, dope. So don't underestimate the ability of the Ukrainians to be like, yo, we created a mortar out of a toilet.
These guys are so fucking inspiring.
Yeah,
it's like
they're
ridiculous.
being invaded, right? Imagine the shit that we would create as Americans if Canada was, Russia and decided to invade.
Opposite fucking scenario. If Russia was being invaded, Putin would already fucking be out of there.
Yep.
Oh, he'd be gone. That mean be in Switzerland real quick.
No,
oh my gosh.
Rico said it. These people are fucking inspiring.
Dude.
Yes. They have a love of their country. And that's what this president is talking about. Like he's like, give us weapons, give us medicine, that's fine. If you don't think you can fight, go away. But if you think you can fight and if you love your country, grab something and shoot these motherfuckers. Like that's what he's telling people.
Dude, we bring it up last week, the Ukrainian Suicide Squad, where they are letting people out of prison. Like, hey, do you want to fight? We'll let you out of prison.
You
let's
posted
go.
about it, but we didn't talk about it. So real quick, last quick.
No, it doesn't get quicker than that. If you are in prison in Ukraine and you want to fight for your motherfucking country, you get a little bomb in the back of your neck. And no, wait, that's the movie. You get released.
Mixing them up.
You get released from prison to fight for your motherfucking country.
See, I think that's great, and I have personally always been a component of that. I feel if you were a mass murderer, right, and you want to, I don't know, just not be in prison, we should have shipped them overseas to an active war zone a long time ago.
You're making a lot of conflicting statements today.
I mean, sit in prison and take up tax dollars, or go and at least, fight terrorists.
They should just reinstate the fucking death penalty like they did to that fucking Boston fucking marathon bomber dude the last fucking 48 hours. Just fucking let it go.
That's another
episode.
Yeah, that's another episode about death penalties. And
that we'll never get to because that's.
Oh, sorry. Real quick. Mass murderer is a stretch.
That is actually the evil version of Papa Smurferer. And
how dare you?
Oh shit! Sorry.
And if you're Dutch, schroomfs. It's a made up word, but it's a Dutch made up word.
Yep. Hey, Chacon, you're correct. Mass murderer might have been a stretch of that emphasis, but I am an idiot. So, yeah. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm an imbecile, but I am also the host. For now, until they replace me with a sock hand puppet. Which will also probably still do better than me. Please go support us on all of our streaming platforms. The ticker below is always correct. It's never false. And I support
never fake news. Guaranteed. That's the Uno promise. The ticker is never fucking fake.
The ticker's never wrong. Please go
For
check
those
out.
listening, it's at Cody is dumb.
Yes, please go check out all of our stuff. We are on Facebook, YouTube, of course. We also stream all of our audio to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all the platforms. And we are about to start promoting our videos through Spotify as well. So you can also watch them on Spotify if you don't want to watch them on Facebook, because that personally, that's really nice because on Facebook, right, if you go to close it, that shit's not going to keep playing on your phone. But if you go to Spotify, you can watch the video, decide to get up and walk around the house, close your phone, it'll still play.
Yeah.
So please go and support us if you're on Apple or anything else. Also,
the clamshell close. He's actually the only one with a closable phone, so it makes sense to him. Close your fucking phone, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, mine actually.
I'm jealous of that phone. I really wish I had the phone. That said, please close this up.
Nice, but also go like us on all of those. But please, if you have Apple or Google, give us a review. Right, give us an honest review. I'm not saying just go give us 5 stars for a review to give us a better rank.
Do that.
Let us know your opinions. Right, let us know your qualms or your quandaries, but just give us a review because that gives us a better placement. Either it's a 2 or a 5 star. So,
if you want also beta access to my OnlyFans urine videos, just message me individually. Not a part of the show.
Yeah, and I'll sell you pictures of my feet. Also, pictures of Rico's feet.
Hell yeah, they're so sexy. So sexy.
Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for everyone jumped in. Please share, like, and subscribe to all your friends and family. We have even better videos. This one was a pretty good episode, but we have even better episodes. Last 2 weeks ago was our second interview with Spike Cohen. Our last week episode had a fantastic bit. Please go back and watch that shit. It was funny.
That shit, I watched 100 times myself. That explains 103 views.
Yeah, that was all of our viewership. If you like us, let us know. If you hate us, also let us know because we're not a bunch of bitches. We love you guys. We hate you guys. Thank you for your love and hate. Also, fuck Russia. Have a great day.
Okay. He just removed himself instead of ending the broadcast. Hey, fuck that guy. Guess what? He's fired now. Hey, do you want to start